It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I've talked recently, as of July 2025, about how a brewery can bring out some really good beer and then they can bring out something which is a little bit less desirable, and that's me being kind. We're talking about Northern Monk. 2 weeks ago I reviewed a West Coast IPA that I bought from them in Morrison's. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good beer. Not outstanding, not poor, good. But then I also talked about the inconsistencies of this brewery and how I find it all a little bit untrusting. Like when I pick up a can of Northern Monk these days, there's always that doubt in the back of my mind. Is it going to have some kind of additive to it, some kind of concentrate, some kind of flavouring in it? And the reason why I ask myself the question is for beers like this. I bought a can of this, one of the last batches they ever brewed, and I stored it away in my little mini fridge for, well, just in case. I just picked it up. I already reviewed it and I picked up another can. I don't even know why I did it, but this is Northern Monk's Flake and Sauce Ice Cream Pale Ale at 5.7% ABV. Recently, Sainsbury's, not Marks and Spencer, Sainsbury's brought out another Northern Monk beer, and it's quite the same in that it's an ice cream. Well, just check that out. I don't even know where to begin with it. It's a Screwball, swirling with raspberry, vanilla and bubblegum flavours. This is 6% ABV. It cost me £3.50 a can, but it's on a 4 for 3 deal in Sainsbury's, so that brings it down on a 4 for 3 deal to about £2.77 a can. Ice Cream Van Classics, they've called it. I'm going to get them out into a glass and see what we get. But they must be thinking the same thing, Northern Monk, or people who buy beer in general must be thinking the same thing. When you're looking at that West Coast IPA, a little bit of smoke on the can opening there. When you're looking at that West Coast IPA from Northern Monk on the supermarket shelf, are you picking it up? Are you buying it? Or are you leaving it on the shelf because of beers like this? Because it's a little bit all untrustworthy now. There's a look at it, nicely carbonated, 1 to 2 finger white head, slightly hazy looking beer. This is the Flake and Sauce by Northern Monk. I probably picked this one up in Morrison's. So that's that. That beer cost me £3.50 as well back in the day, 5.7% ABV. So this is 6%. So they've obviously looked at that ice cream beer, the Flake and Sauce, and thought, how can we improve things? They've made it 0.3% ABV bigger, higher. And they've decided to make a Screwball Bubblegum version. This is the beer. So it is different. I was thinking to myself, maybe it's the same beer. So it's definitely not, because it's a completely different colour. We got a 1 to 2 finger white head. Lots of carbonation in this one, and it's pink in colour, hazy and pink with a slightly pinky head. So we can move that question out of the way, can't we? We can conclude that it's not the same beer. It's definitely different. I just thought to myself, with them both being ice cream beers, is it going to be very similar? So it looks different. Flake and Sauce aroma. Raspberry ripple, really. Kind of raspberry, chocolate, vanilla. let's get into the actual raspberry ripple. It smells a bit lighter. It's got more of a fruity sort of flake and sauce. They're similar, but they're different. They both have raspberry, but the flake and sauce has a little bit of sort of a white chocolate and vanilla flavour in there. Right, let's get into the flake and sauce then. Oh, it's doing the same thing as it did when I first reviewed this. Initially, for the first few seconds of the taste of the beer, you're like, ooh, this is quite good. You get chocolate, you get some vanilla, you get some raspberry. But then, there's that artificial finish to the beer. There's that sort of adjuncty, chemically, headache-fueled finish, if you like. If I was to drink the whole of this, and if I was to drink the whole of that, I know because it does happen to me. I've got to steer clear from these adjunct beers. I've got to steer clear as well from glucose in beer. I can review it, but I can't necessarily drink 3 pints of it. It gives me the worst hangover. And if you can identify that, because let's face it, nobody wants a hangover, do they? If you can identify glucose and adjuncts in your beer, or in anything really, then you can work out what's not great for you, what's giving you a headache, what's giving you a hangover. This is a headache in a glass. White chocolate, vanilla, raspberry. Quite nice start, terrible finish. Screwball then. Raspberry, vanilla and bubblegum. Wow. Oh. It's even worse. It's even worse. And again, it's that same question of, can you trust the brewery anymore? Can you trust the great looking West Coast IPA on the shelf is a great tasting West Coast IPA? And they've done it to themselves, haven't they, Northern Monk? By producing these rather silly beers, they've infused a lot of doubt in people's minds into what are we actually drinking here. It's like a sort of concentrated, juicy Robinson's raspberry drink with a little bit of ice cream. It's thinner than the flake and sauce. It's thinner. It's got more of a... It is a little bit more refreshing, if you like. But the finish on the beer is absolutely atrocious. It's full of those adjuncts. It's full of those chemicals. A bit of carbonation. Starts off sort of okay, but it goes downhill very, very quickly. Downhill very, very, very quickly. Sad, really. Sad. Some people, I've had one or two people kind of like commented in the comments box saying, hey, you're picking on Northern Monk a bit. It's not that I'm picking on Northern Monk, it's more I'm giving my honest opinion. Do I pick up that Imperial Stout that I might see in Morrison's from Northern Monk for £4.50 a can or £4 a can? Do I pick it up? Or do I leave it there because I can't quite trust what the brewery's doing anymore? Rating for these beers then. We'll start off with the Screwball. It's worse. It's worse than the Flake and Sauce. Screwball's a 1 out of 10. That is an absolute headache in a glass. Flake and Sauce, 2 out of 10. Not much better. I'm not sure if Northern Monk were contracted to brew this beer for Sainsbury's. I'm not sure who came up with the idea, whether it was Sainsbury's, whether it was Northern Monk, who floated this idea of a Screwball, Bubblegum, Raspberry Ripple ice cream beer. It's not a very good idea in my mind. Comment in the comments box, let me know. You might love the beer. But thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.